So it's been a year since I bought my Tesla Model Y, and with all the ups and downs of owning it, I'm not sure how I feel about my purchase, but it has been more positive than negative. So the initial buying experience will get its own dedicated video eventually, but I thought I'd cover it briefly. I have found that Tesla's customer support is lackluster at best. Generally, if they want something from you, they're very good about answering the phone or calling you. If you don't go through the purchasing process on their disorganized schedule, they'll threaten to take your car away from you. Another gripe about buying a Tesla is their pricing is more fickle than their stock price. If you buy at the wrong time, you may be left with regret of your purchase. Driving the car has been great overall. It is nice being faster than everyone else. Out of the nearly 18,000 miles I've driven, the car has done a bulk of it for me. Phantom braking has been hit or miss, but unpredictable autopilot behaviors have been the bigger issue. Even though I only have basic autopilot, the car will sometimes do navigate on autopilot features. I am not sure why it is exhibiting some of the more advanced features that I'm not paying for, though. Even with autopilot technically being beta, it does make driving nice. I don't foresee myself paying for enhanced autopilot or full self-drive, though, since they are a waste of money right now. The safety and collision avoidance features have saved me twice now. The first time was the day I got my car. The off-ramp I was taking was shorter than I realized. Luckily, I was able to go from 65 to 25 in a matter of seconds. The second time was a deer that ran in front of my car. I saw the deer first, but I think the car braked harder than I did. Luckily, I escaped without even a scratch. Range and charging has been as expected. I believe with battery degradation, I've only lost 12 miles of range so far. I believe that is equal to around 3 or 4%. Some of that I think is from breaking in the battery, and some of that is from the computer slowly learning its actual capacity. I've only had to supercharge twice so far, which was from picking the car up. It would have only been once if I had charging set up at home, though. Overall, my range and charging requirements have been within my expectations for my use case. On average, my charging draw has been around 500 kilowatt hours a month. I did lose 1 month of charging stats due to a software glitch caused by Tesla, so my numbers aren't 100% accurate. I have used roughly 6,157 kilowatt hours total in the last 12 months. I have driven 17,445 miles in that period. That puts my average watts per mile at 353 for overall use. Actual driving watts per mile are 271 though. The extra 80 watts per mile being consumed is due to things like Sentry mode, cabin overheat protection, and using climate control. So the fuel economy has been the best part of my Model Y. From purely an energy standpoint, at 353 watt-hours per mile, my Y gets 93 miles per gallon. Quite the jump considering my other vehicles get 10 to 16 miles per gallon. So just some rough average numbers for cost comparison purposes. I pay around 10 cents per kilowatt hour of electricity. I've paid roughly $616 to charge my car for a year using the grid. To drive the same distance at 16 miles per gallon with gas being at $3.25 a gallon, it would have cost me $3,543 in fuel to drive the same distance. It is crazy to think I've saved nearly $3,000 in fuel by driving my Tesla. Plus the time savings is great. I used to have to stop for gas nearly every week. And if you figure 5 minutes to fuel up times 50 times a year, I would have had to spend 250 minutes just by fueling up. Instead, I have spent somewhere around 60 minutes charging my car tops. So right from the factory, the car had some issues. The driver's side brake light was fogging up, and the heat pump fan had bearing line when cold. I had to have a service call to get the issues verified. They didn't give me any grief about the brake light and just fixed it to my surprise. The fan required me to drive over an hour away to the nearest service center though. They got the repair done quickly but left me with a damaged trim piece under the hood in the process. And basically it's that top piece that goes across the top. One of my mobile chargers I used to charge my car had overheating issues, so Tesla replaced it for me under warranty. The only service I had to pay for this year was a tire rotation around 15,000 miles. That costs $69.55 and should be the only one I will need to do for the life of the tires due to the design of my Y. Overall, I haven't cared for my experience from the nearest service center. They come off as careless and are known for damaging trim pieces when doing work. When the damage occurs, they don't let you know and you're left to figuring it out on your own. The mobile techs have been fantastic on the other hand. They've always been friendly, knowledgeable, and done a good job. So, not much to say about cost of ownership beyond the previously mentioned info. Taxes and insurance vary by region and driver, so that information is mostly irrelevant. Basically, between energy and repairs, I spent $700 my first year. My prediction for next year's costs will probably be around $2,000 for the year, since I will need to buy new tires for the car. While under warranty, I don't foresee any unexpected costs unless I hit something though. The software has been the bane of my existence. Some of the updates have been good, some of them have been bad, some of them haven't been noteworthy. It seems similar to cell phones, the updates tend to be more negative than good. The auto signal cancel update was nice, the park assist update was nice, although it shouldn't have been necessary if Tesla wouldn't have removed the sensors to save money. Also sounds like there may be some other good updates in the works that will come out after this video. There were plenty of bad updates, however. I wasn't a fan of them moving the media bar to the bottom left corner of the screen. Now it's obscured by the steering wheel to some degree when you're driving. And I didn't really gain anything from that extra inch of map space. Something about the recent updates has also caused the car to be less responsive to the app at times. Plus I've been having glitches recently where it does the same update twice, and I can't get an answer for why. I've attended one EV event so far and it was fun, especially because I got to get behind the wheel of the original Roadster.
Ready. It's kind of like a carnival ride. Yeah.
Interacting with EV owners in person has generally been enjoyable. However, I've noticed that social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter can sometimes take a turn for the less positive. It's been my experience that having Tesla discussions on these platforms are not something I enjoy. I find it's better to skip those platforms when it comes to Tesla discussions and focus on sharing my genuine experiences here on YouTube. I'm not sure what the future holds for my Y. Having overpaid for it, my cost of owner expectations were ruined. The plan was to keep the Y till the Cybertruck came out and saw its first refresh. After seeing what the final build looks like, I probably won't get a Cybertruck. Hate to say it, but it isn't a truck. Things like horsepower and 0 to 60 isn't what defines a truck. The bed is what defines a truck. Now that Ford is going to start using NACS for charging, I may get a Lightning. Realistically though, I'm probably going to wait for an electric van that has all-wheel drive and 300 miles of range. My hope is Tesla will come out with a van in the near future and improve overall as a company. Although I don't foresee having any major issues with my Y, I probably won't keep it beyond its powertrain warranty for various reasons. Mostly because I expect something better to make it to market by then. In the end, I probably have more regret than anything when it comes to buying my Y. Since Tesla was price gouging in 2022, that really messed up my cost of ownership calculations. I'm basically upside down $30,000 on my car instead of the $10,000 I was expecting. Financially, I would have been better off keeping my truck, Although I do enjoy my Y on most days, in the end is nothing more than a tool to me. As a tool, it has justified its purpose, but it hasn't been a good value. If I would have known Tesla was going to drop their prices $13,000 a month later, I would have waited. That is the downfall of buying a Tesla, though. Their vehicle prices are more fickle than their stock price. In the meantime, I will use my Tesla for my daily driving and my van for real work. I do plan on demoing the Cybertruck, but I don't foresee buying one. But if this somehow convinced you to buy a Tesla, feel free to use my referral link in the description, and thanks for watching.